All right, I think we live. I think we live. Let's see here. Are we live out there, Turtle Riders? Let people start to come in here and get this party started. There we go. I like turtles. All right, what's up, Turtle Riders? Welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Late Night Garage Podcast. I welcome you all here. Glad to be here. Glad to be here down in my basement. Obviously, I was supposed to have this on landscape mode. I had it on, and then at the last minute, it told me that it couldn't do it that way. I don't know. I kind of like doing it this way more than doing it with the Fupa computer because I don't know. It just takes up the reason the Fupa computer happens because I stream from the computer using a streaming software thing, and I can't wear glasses anymore. This is really distracting how I see the computer in my glasses. That's not good. So I gotta next time I'll wear my contacts. But anyway, Uncle Wifey let you back in the house. No more car shows. Car shows. Was I going to car? I don't go to car shows. But yeah, people make, if you guys, I'm surprised. We only sold like a couple of these, right? These are cool. We got to get these, especially for next year for election season. Turtle Boy 2020, make internet great again. That's the way to support us is definitely buying one of these hats because they're available in the Turtle Boy store, by the way. I get so many comments about this hat when I wear it out. I wear it everywhere too. All good comments. Like I go to the liquor store in Great Brook Valley. I went there the other day. Don't ask me why. And nice Latina woman there working behind the register. She says, "I love Turtle Boy. I love it." I don't know if she knows I run the website, but she complimented it anyway. It just shows you that like this whole nonsense about Turtle Boy being a blog, a white nationalist blog, garbage. It's phooey. People of all shapes, sizes, colors. They love Turtle Boy. They love it, man, because it's the we shit on everyone. That's the beauty of Turtle Boy. I wanted to do a demographic breakdown of the Ratchet Madness participants because I think that'd be kind of interesting to see what percentage of Ratchets are white, black, etc., Latino. I'm willing to bet still the vast majority of people we blog about are white. I mean, let's be honest. And we call out let's be honest. We call out racism when we see it, don't we? You saw the most recent blog we put out about that guy from West Springfield trying to start a race war or some shit on his Facebook page, just being blatantly racist. Now, at first, when you see stuff like that, when he's like literally saying the N word and the S word over and over again, you're like, this guy's, does he mean this stuff? Does he mean it? Like, does he honestly hate black people? I don't know. Or is he just looking for attention? Could be. But the bottom line is he's literally talking about putting bullet holes in them. When you talk about putting bullet holes in black and brown people, yeah, you don't get to joke about stuff like that. And if you're just fucking around, who knows? Because a bunch of people sent us that, and it was really disturbing. And especially when you got pictures of guns, too. Maybe if you're going to joke about that stuff, don't have pictures of guns. And it's just, I don't know, jokes are funny. If you're just coming out and be like, yo, N-word, 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 it's like, what's the joke? Where's the humor in that? I'm all for humor. You should be able to say anything you want in the name of comedy, but it has to be funny. If it's not funny, then what's the point, So anyway. All right, so let's talk about some things here. One thing I want to talk about today was the whole thing with Barstool Sports that I did a blog on personally today, this morning, because I really wanted to get off my chest. It's what everyone was talking about for like all yesterday and throughout the Bruins game and stuff like that. So, Barstool Sports, you guys all watch Barstool? Or yeah, we call it Huffstool. I mean, it's technically our Barstool. We call it Huffstool. We'll get to that in a moment why. But, do you guys read Barstool Sports before Turtle Boy came around, or are you familiar with the brand? I'm genuinely curious because I feel like most people in New England know Barstool Sports, right? I think most people are pretty familiar with the Huffstool. So anyway, you guys say no, that's interesting. So never read it. That's interesting. All right, wow. I found Barstool when I was like a junior in college. It was when it was first getting started. People my age were reading it, like 20-year-old white guys in college. That's like who it appealed to. And they built their brand by being edgy and saying shit you're not supposed to say and just posting pictures of hot chicks and stuff. Guy shit, bro stuff. But he was actually funny, the founder, David Portnoy. And he had like, you can't just be edgy for the point of being edgy. You got to be funny and witty too. And he was always that guy. He was always very funny, witty. And so the site worked very well and they gained a lot of success. Now, how he like avoided getting sued a million times like I don't know. I don't know. Because as you've seen, anyone could sue anyone for anything these days, apparently. So he somehow managed to avoid that. And his brand grew pretty successfully as a result of that. And eventually he realized if I want to make more money on this, I got to be politically correct. So they stopped doing the guess that ass stuff and they started doing more like all their takes on there now. If you go to Barstool, I'll go to it right now. I'll read some shit on there, see what they say. It used to be like wild and outrageous and funny. Now it's literally just like a bunch of personalities you don't know. Like talking about pop culture. Here's one. Drake rocking the Del Curry jersey is an A+ move. Covering up his Warriors tattoo with an armband is A+++++. So definitely want to click on that. Bella Thorne called Mod Son a pussy after he joked about selling her stuff on eBay. I don't know who any of those people are. I don't know who Bella Thorne is. I don't care. I don't know who Mod Son is. I certainly don't care who called who what. And it's just like more and more stuff. Like reading these bloggers. Eddie. Who the fuck is Eddie? Last night I went to a Wild Blues team hotspot in the birthplace of Gloria in South Philadelphia. Oh, congratulations. That's my point here. This sucks. If this website had come along in 2004, if this is the kind of shit he was putting out, there would be no bars. No one would ever heard of this website. It wouldn't go anywhere. So my point here is he built this brand by being authentic, outrageous, edgy, etc. And then he's just like, you know what? I want to make money and I can't make money doing this. I want to make more money. I want to make fuck you money, not just like $1 million money. I want to make fuck you money. And so he sold his company to the Churning Group, and this is the drivel they put out now. It's not even mild. Like, people are like, oh, fucking Viva la Stool, this and that. I'm like, the fuck is, what are you reading that's that interesting? Like, what is funny or outrageous about any of the things that I just read to you? Right? More ones. To make the right pick, sometimes you dig deep. And Draymond is a front runner. The fuck am I going to read that for? What the hell? Okay, so anyway, it just goes on and on with shit like that. So they've sold out, clearly. And we'll never, ever do that. I'd rather kill myself than have that attached to my brand name. I'm willing to make less money for that. That's fine. And I understand why he's doing this because you're going to attract more advertisers that way. I see an ad right on a site for St. Jude's. I have a hard time imagining that St. Jude's would advertise next to a blog that says, guess that ass, and it's a big picture of a big fat ass. Just thinking out loud there. Well, anyway, now what's happened yesterday with the Bruins. The Bruins announced that they are doing a kind of partnership. They hand out towels for the fans to wave at every game. And on the towels, it said something to the effect of, this is what it says. It says on it, Barstool Sports pucks on net. If you're not familiar with that term, Portnoy kind of started this thing where he pretends to be like a diehard hockey fan. Because you know how hockey bros are. Let's be honest. We're all fans of sports, right? I like all four New England sports teams. Bruins, Celtics, Red Sox, and the Patriots, right? I can't really say I like one more than the other. I just like them all. But hockey bros are like obsessed with fucking hockey. They're the worst people. The hockey bros. They're the ones that wanted to, oh, bro, you don't know. You start talking to them about hockey, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. You didn't play pond hockey, bro, growing up. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't really understand the game. You don't get it. Oh, it's like Mike Felgers of the world. Shut up, you insufferable boobs, about your pond hockey, your backyard bullshit. All right, we get it. You like hockey. You're like, that's just sport. Oh, you don't watch any other sports but hockey. They always have to point that out to you. It's like, oh, get over yourselves. Oh, I fucking hate the hockey, bro. So anyway, he's kind of mocking them because let's be honest, all the other sports you can talk about interesting shit with those sports, right? Like football. There's a lot of things that you could talk about on talk radio with football. Like, the Patriots need to get better at cornerback, right? They need to find a replacement for Tom Brady. There's a lot of that going on in the games. Like they need to pass the ball more. They need to run the ball more. There's a lot of shit that you could talk about. Yeah, like Brian Dolan's, as David points out, is a hockey bro. Like you said, like you tell him you like the Red Sox and you like flipped out at me. Why don't you watch a man's fucking sport instead of a fucking pussy sport? Thank you, David, pointing out. That's exactly what I mean by that. It's like, no, I like the Red Sox and the Bruins. How about that? You can like both. So when you listen to these guys talk about hockey on the radio, they're always just like pucks on net. What does that even mean? Of course you're gonna put the puck on the net. You got to put the puck in the net. How you gonna put the puck in the net if you don't put the puck on the net? You explain that to me. Of course. Cycle the puck. Puck's in deep. It's like hockey talk is the most generic, stupid shit. And I'm sorry. Hockey, let me just rant about hockey for a moment. Hockey is the luckiest sport of all the sports. It's the biggest fluky sport there is, right? The best team doesn't win in hockey very often because you saw in last night's game. The Blues were definitely the better team last night. No doubt about it. They kicked the shit out of us. They deserved that win. However, they got fucking lucky. On that second goal they scored off of it went right off of Grizzly. Right? There's literally nothing Tuukka could do. Nothing. And it just went right off of Grizzly. And it went in. And there's nothing Tuukka could do about that. So it's like, what the fuck did they do wrong there? Nothing. It's just luck. It's the luckiest fucking sport there is. That's it. Oh, good. Sundqvist is suspended. Whoever that is. Right? I know he's the goon that took down Grizzly, but it's not like he's good or anything. It's not like Kadri with Toronto, who actually, was a factor in games. Sundqvist goes out, nothing matters. So I'll tell you one thing, who might as well have been suspended last game, Brad Marchand. Where the hell's he been? Anyway, so that's El Prez's whole thing is like, mocking it by saying pucks on net. I'm a hockey fan. It's like, it's fun. I find it amusing. Whatever. So the Bruins on Twitter, on their official announcement, they say keys to game 2, cycle the puck, pucks in deep, pucks on net. Thanks to Barstool Sports and Stool President for tonight's rally towel. So obviously here, this is a nationally televised game. It's the Stanley Cup Finals. Barstool Sports probably paid an arm and a leg for the right to sponsor the official towels. Probably like $1 million. Right? And, it's great advertising. That's what it is. Why wouldn't they? Barstool Sports is a legitimate company that has a right to advertise, right? And the fact of the matter is, I don't really care for them, but they're immensely popular around here. They're very popular. And they're a Boston-based website, even though they're in New York now, right? They started in Massachusetts. So nothing's wrong with it. Like, they're literally the most harmless blog out there. We call them Huffstool Sports now because they don't take and tackle tough shit like we do. Like, for instance, with Adam Jones last year, 2 years ago, when Adam Jones made up the lie that he was called the N-word at Fenway Park. Everybody knows he wasn't called that. Everybody. But Barstool Sports does a number of blogs saying racism is bad, and Fenway fans should stop being racist. Oh, shut the fuck up with your generic PC takes. A hot take on that is he's fucking lying. That's like a ballsy take because it's the truth. And that's why people like Turtle Boy is we tell the truth. We're not afraid to say what everyone's thinking. Everybody in their mind is thinking, no fucking way did Adam Jones get called the N-word. Like, imagine that. You were sitting out there in the bleachers and a guy the entire game was yelling the N-word. That's a jagged word, man. You remember a guy says the N-word. And not only does he say the N-word, he said it a bunch of times the entire fucking game. Are you kidding me? And there wasn't a single witness. Not one person came forward and they're like, yeah, I heard that. I heard that too. Not one. So we actually, that's what everyone's thinking, right? And so we just put those words on paper and put it on the internet. And people hate us for it, obviously, because they hate the truth. Barstool Sports used to do shit like that. They would never, ever, ever take a chance like that. No fucking way would their corporate overlords allow them to do that. Let's talk about the transgender shit that I talked about the other day. A dude winning the national championship. It's freaking outrageous in track and field, right? Here is Gay Pat's take on a woman who placed third in the world cycling championship says she didn't deserve to lose because a trans woman beat her. And then they mock a woman who lost to a dude in cycling. So that's their take now. Like, let's mock women, right, who are standing up to political correctness. Let's mock them now. So this is what they're all about. They're a fucking joke. They're so harmless. That's the funny part about this, is that they're so harmless. Yeah, like 10 years ago they were saying fucked up shit, but now they're fucking harmless. But Deadspin seems like obsessed with keeping them relevant, if you will, right? And let's see. Oh, Lauren Wagner took her tweet. That's interesting. Deadspin seems obsessed with keeping them relevant. So Deadspin is like they started off as like a blog that put Brett Favre's dick pics and stuff, right? And they're a trashy far left website that like peddles like really snarky and sarcastic. I just picture everybody who writes for them being like some 32-year-old hipster from Brooklyn who thinks he's so much fucking smarter than everybody else in the world, right? And they look down on Barstool, so because they're like, oh, racist, misogynistic, sexist, blah 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 blah. If you think Barstool is racist and sexist, you're a fucking radical, because there's nothing remotely racist or sexist about them, right? They're the exact opposite. They hired a female CEO and a bunch of PC left-wing chicks in order to prove they're the exact opposite of that. So all these people get mad at it. So Deadspin comes out. They're all upset about this towel. And they're like, the Bruins don't want to talk about getting into bed with Barstool Sports. And they're all like, seems like the Boston Bruins might regret sucking Dave Portnoy's dick. Kind of homophobic. Some more takes they had here. A lot of people, let me read some of these. The Boston Bruins have chosen which fans they want and which fans they don't want. Interesting. Official response from the Bruins. We will not be commenting on this activation. Oh, we need a comment from the Bruins on who your sponsors are. Is Game 5 going to be sponsored by the Ku Klux Klan? Yep, that's exactly it. That's a good point. Lots of Bruins fans that don't deserve to be associated with Barstool, many of whom have been repeatedly harassed by Barstool employees. Harassed, they love that word. And fanboys over the years. This is simply a shitty move by the NHL Bruins. Their PR department should know better. Another person writes, they're all blue check marks. Make no mistake, the Bruins are lending legitimacy to a system of misogyny that harasses women. Oh, very bad. Very cool bit of brand synergy that they're partnering with the official sports blogs for guys with fishing avatars who got kicked off their high school lacrosse teams due to hazing scandals. So witty, so witty. There's some good ones here. They also tag this guy Brandon McNellis, who I guess is the Bruins director of communications, and they're like, if you're wondering why NHL Bruins did a promotion with Barstool, this is their director of communications, and they show a bunch of screenshots of him liking Barstool Sports posts on Twitter. liking. Imagine that in life. You're like the guy that has to go through everyone's account and see what they liked. Imagine how much of a loser you have to be. What are you contributing to the world, my friend? That's what I want to know. When you die someday, what are you going to tell your grandkids that you did with your life? You know what I did, kids? I went on Twitter and I documented what tweets some random guy who at the time was the director of communications for the Bruins, what he liked on Twitter. And it turns out he liked a very popular fucking website that's rather politically correct. So many other options, and in the year 2019, you choose to go with an organization that actively harasses women. Guess I know where y'all stand on this. Fuck anyone who uses the word y'all too, and who's not Southern. This is another SJW thing that they do now. Because y'all is either the only people who can say y'all are Southern people and black people. That's it. If you're a white Northern person, you saying y'all, just jump off a bridge, right? You don't deserve to live anymore. Y'all. You're just trying. Now, SJWs have culturally appropriated y'all. They start saying it all the time now. Hey, check this out, y'all. Some hate speech over here, y'all. Oh, fuck off. So anyway, what is it? If you're coming into my mention saying I'm too sensitive, you're honestly garbage and getting blocked. Yeah, I'm sensitive about this. I'm hella sensitive. If you ever use the word hella, fuck yourself. Okay? About getting harassed. And I'm hella upset my favorite team is doing this. Fuck out of here, you heartless shitbags. Oh my God. She keeps going. She says more. Hey, dudes in Boston media with the it's just a towel takes. Sometimes it's okay to just not say things. We're extremely allowed to be upset about this. Your constant attitude about the Bruins partnering with organizations like Barstool isn't doing you any favors. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake, these people. So, over a fucking towel, right? I love all these people like, I'm so upset. Oh, congratulations. Remember back in the day when you were just upset and now it's okay? When it was just like, well, I'm mad. Okay. Instead of just being like, I have to project to the world how angry I am about this towel. It really hurts me. Oh my God. And imagine how privileged you have to be to wake up every day and this is your biggest problem. Your favorite hockey team has a, freaking a logo of a website you don't like on it. That's it. That's your biggest inconvenience today. Be more sheltered and like freaking unaware of actual problems in the world, right? Like picture some fucking kid waking up in, I don't know, freaking Nigeria in some slum there, right? He's like, how the fuck am I going to eat today? How am I going to die, right? Am I going to have to join the side of a civil war? What am I going to have to do today? Am I going to have to kill someone? I don't know, right? And this chick's just like, oh my God, words on a towel are like really scaring me. Oh my God. I'm not going to shut up. It stings very hard that my hometown hockey team's values an organization that panders to the lowest common denominator in our fan base at the expense of women, minorities, and the LGBT community. I thought you were better than this, Bruins. I'm a transgender hockey fan, and I'm outwardly identified as a female for most of my sports writing career. Barstool's writers and fans hate me for who I am. So by proxy, now the thing is, they don't hate you for who you are. They hate you for the things you say. They hate you because you write shit like this. If you just existed and you were who you were, no one would hate you. And I wouldn't even say they hate you. Like, I don't hate this person. I mock this person, right? I laugh at this person. This person is here, for my amusement. So, anyway. What are people saying in the comments now? People are saying I'm censoring or something. I don't know. Oh, and I love this too. This is a new thing I see. I tweet about how I'm guys when they say this, the beta male dudes. This is what I picture every dead spin reader look like? Tyler here. I tweet about how I'm disappointed in the Bruins for having the towel sponsored by Barstool and already have a guy tell me to kill myself. Great job, everyone. And then there's a picture of him with the fucking earbuds in. Every time, hipster glasses and earbuds, right? Back in the 90s, guys, we used to just take these kids and shove them in lockers, right? That's like, and that's how society corrected itself. If you were a douchey little prick like this, we just gave you a swirly. And then everything was fixed and you stopped being a douchebag after that. But now you can't do that anymore. So these little pricks feel that they can just go around being like, yo, you're totally racist. Like, oh my God. How dare you read Boston sports? It's like totally lame. You fucking jocks. Fuck you. So anyway, it's just so ironic. It's just so ironic because Barstool has literally sold out and become Huffstool. And they're still, that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't sell out. Because no matter what you do, it's never going to be good enough for these people, ever. So just be a douchebag. Like, say whatever you want. Because no matter what, they're going to hate you. Just embrace it. That's what we do at Turtle Boy. We fucking embrace it. I want you to, and that's why we're getting sued all the time, too, unfortunately. So, anyway, anything you guys want to talk about? Obviously, you saw Rian Waters is back in the action today. I haven't heard from him in a while. I guess he misses the attention. I don't know. I'm sure he's watching right now. Hi, Ryan. But he's filed a criminal complaint against me. So this is new. Now, how criminal complaints work is that you can go to the police and ask for someone to be arrested for something, and they'll say no most of the time. And if you're dissatisfied with that, you can go and file your own criminal complaint. Now, if the police aren't going to arrest you for something, then it's almost slim to none that a court's going to charge you with something. I had this happen 2 years ago in Clinton. I wrote about some douchebag out there who was boycotting a truck festival in Lancaster because he was on some board out there. I don't know. I don't forget if I put this in the book or not. But he was on some board out there, and he was boycotting this truck festival because they advertised with Turtle Boy. And it's like, you're on a select board and you're freaking doing this? Screw this douchebag. And I did a blog and I'm like, this guy wants to mess with my business and with their business. Here's where he works. Go message his business. Or don't do that, please. Don't do that, actually. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So he tried bringing me to criminal court. It just lost miserably. I just told him, I don't know what this guy is talking about. He's a public figure. I fucking wrote about him. Boo-hoo. And that was the end of that, and I won. So Rian Waters is trying to do the same thing. He's trying to get a harassment order taken out against me. And he's also trying to, get me charged, I think, with witness intimidation, amongst other things. It's patently absurd. You got to read it if you haven't read it already. It is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. His handwriting, oh, good Lord. I mean, I would be so embarrassed to have handwriting like this. You guys saw his handwriting? Look at this. I got to show you if you haven't seen it already. Look at that. Look at that shit. I mean, like I said, it's like Flowers for Algernon, chapter 1. So he's like, he's, amongst other things, he's complaining that I urge people not to harass or contact people like Ryan. Which to him means I'm telling you to do it, even though I'm saying don't do it. So my question is, what am I supposed to say? I can't say contact this person because then I'm urging people to contact you. I can't say don't do it because then I'm also urging you. So what the fuck am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to say nothing? Or is that also urging? I don't know, Ryan. You explain this to a judge. I would love to hear that one explained. He also accuses me of causing him. I just got to read this to you. Let me just read this to you if you haven't read it. On November 11th, the defendant said on his live recorded show that he was going to murder me with words and that he's going to bury me. So obviously it's a metaphor. I don't think I can actually murder people with words. However, it's a metaphor. People use that sometimes. He went on to say he was going to bury me. I was supposed to start a job that I successfully interviewed for. He always has to say that. I successfully interviewed. Rian Waters always has to let you know things are going great for Rian Waters. Oh, I'm killing out playing poker. I didn't just get a job. I successfully interviewed for a job on November 12th. But his actions caused me too much distress. Instead, I moved out of my residence. So he was going to go to work in his new job, but then he listened to the live show and he was too distressed and he had to move out of whatever residence he was living in. So he goes, I have been diagnosed with adjustment disorder. Is that a disease? Adjustment? I didn't even Google that. Adjustment disorder. He's got it. Interesting. And he goes on to say, and Aiden Carney is the identified cause and stressor. The identified. Who identified it? That's what I want to know. Is this real, Ryan? Did you really go to a doctor and get diagnosed with adjustment disorder? Did you really? And did a doctor actually say to you that the cause of your disorder is me? I'm the identified cause and stressor. If so, I'm flattered. I'm flattered, right? That I literally invented a disease and I caused the disease too, right? I'm flattered. I mean, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know I was capable of causing diseases, but evidently I am. I mean, it's amazing that he's actually doing this. It's amazing that this is even being humored by a court, right? And because he doesn't have an attorney, you can't get anything back from him. Like judges never give you pro se plaintiffs. They never assess lawyer fees to them or whatever. So I'm just out with that, you know. But luckily, you guys have really helped out. So it's all you guys are really paying for this. So I really appreciate that. With your donations, you're keeping this thing going. So he keeps going. Aiden gets his followers to harass people by telling them not to do it. So that's my fault, which makes his threat more serious. He also talked about owning guns shortly after. So you're not even allowed to talk about owning guns in a country where you're legally allowed to own guns. That's interesting. On or about January 13th, he published an article that had pictures created with an editor like Photoshop that it's called a meme, Ryan. It's called a meme. They're really easy to create. You don't need Photoshop to do it. And I also didn't make it. That was Turtle Riders. Laura's made a bunch of those, and other people have made some good ones too. That had pictures created with an editor like Photoshop to put my face in my first witness's face, Michael Gaffney, on my first witness's face. Ah! Woo! Oh, that's too good. Face of an image of a gay man in bed. So he's pictured as a gay. This is an document. Put my picture with Gaffney of two gay men in bed. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. He also had a live recorded show where he said several lies to encourage his audience to harassment. Aiden published several articles that accused me of several criminal acts that there is no evidence of any judicial action on. You were arrested for it, dumbass. You literally punched her in the face, according to her. And yeah, I fucking believe her. You know why I believe her? She had two lies. Two. She punched herself? Oh, you know how else I know you did it? Because you were arrested for it. And you were charged for it. Right? You weren't found not guilty, dude. You got dropped. Because speaking of witness intimidation, she was scared to testify against you. She's frightened of you. Right? Or she was. Now she's not. Now she's not so scared anymore. She fought back, and that's why your bitch ass dropped the lawsuit. You little bitch ass. Ryan, I can't wait till this gets dropped, my friend. I'm not going to hurt you, man. I don't want to hurt your bitch ass. I don't want to break you in half. I'm not that big myself. I'm not a violent person. Right? I'm not actually going to murder you with words, right? But you chose this. Like, I didn't ask you to sue me. We had correspondence last summer. Where I'm like, dude, you want the blog down? I'll take it down. That's a fucking generous offer, dude. And you're like, no, I'm out here playing poker, and I don't have time for this. Okay, fuck you then, Ryan. Fuck you. Right? So once this gets dropped, and it will get dropped, right? I think you're gonna regret it. That's just my opinion. Because you're gonna be like, I wasted all that time on this fucking lawsuit for what? What did I get out of this? Embarrassed. That's what I got. Nobody even knew who I was. That's the thing, Ryan. I didn't know who you were. I didn't write the blog. It was so long ago. Right? I don't even remember it. And that's the people who sue me. It's always like these people that are like, who the fuck? Who? Who's suing me? I don't even fucking remember this person. I don't write about them half the time, you know? So, anyway, he could have just walked away. He's really upset about the Broke Gap Mountain thing. It actually says, this is great too, on the form, defendant's name, Aiden T. Carney, right? Other names by the defendant. He wrote Uncle Turtle Boy, but he spelled uncle wrong at first. You see, there's a K. He spelled it with a K. Uncle Turtle Boy with a K. And then he crossed it. He does the big C over it. The big C. And then at the bottom, he lies. And this is, Ryan, I don't know if you noticed, buddy. I don't know if you noticed, but this is, you swore that everything's true on here. You signed it at the bottom under penalties of perjury. And it says, does the defendant have a history of violence towards police officers? No, he does not. That's correct. Right answer. Does he have a history of abusing drugs or alcohol? You said, I don't know. Define history and abuse. That's what I want to know. I don't drink really much anymore. Is pot a drug? I've definitely abused pot. Back in the day, I used to go to the Blarney Stone a lot and Leitrim's, the Dragon 88. Who? I don't know if that counts as abuse, though. But I don't drink anymore, really, because I have to get up early in the morning. So it also says, does he have access to a gun, a license to carry, or possession of a gun? You said yes. And you said, what kind? Not sure. Now, I'm not going to say if I own a gun. I'm not going to say. Let's just put it that way. I'll never actually say. I like to keep people guessing. Because, you start saying you have guns and shit in the house. Maybe you make yourself a target. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I just better no comment on that. But you don't know the answer to that. You said yes, Ryan. You don't know the answer to that. You also says, does he have psychiatric or emotional problems? You said yes. Wrong. That's a lie. And Exhibit A, I don't know what he's got. One exhibit. Exhibit A says, you got to see this. That's it. I filed an application for a criminal complaint, but the Palmer clerk's office said it will take 6 weeks to schedule a show cause hearing. That's Exhibit A. I don't even know what that means. Exhibits are generally supposed to be like evidence or something, but that is whatever. I mean, it's just, go read the complaint. It's just so wild that you can't even believe it's real. I mean, I would just go read it. It's fantastic. All right, let's see what people are saying. Any comments or questions or anything? Shout out to Billy Tibbetts. All right. You need better glasses like me. I know. Well, first of all, I was at Apex the other day, a couple weeks ago, and I'm playing a basketball game. And then the basketball bounced and hit me in the glasses. So it's like angled down a little bit. So I need to get those adjusted. I think you got to bring them to Walmart. They just do them up real quick. I got to do that. Yeah, it's like murder of words. It's like killing with kindness. Thank you very much, Megan. Obviously, it's a metaphor. It's not real. Duh. What else? It'd be assumed if he did it like Jackie Chan says in Uncle Movies. All right, any other questions? Are words considered a dangerous or deadly weapon? Unfortunately, these days they are, and it's bullshit, right? There's no such thing as dangerous words. A lot of people point to the Supreme Court decision, Schenck versus the United States in 1917, in which Oliver Wendell Holmes said that you can't yell. Even the most stringent protection of free speech wouldn't let somebody yell fire in a crowded theater. That Supreme Court decision that people often cite has since been overturned. So you actually can yell fire in a crowded theater now. So no, there are no dangerous words. That's just bullshit. Never in the history. Words are not dangerous. People are dangerous. It's like guns, you know? What else are people asking? Webster Square Vision, best eyeglasses around. Yeah. Whatever happened with Hubaskank from Holliston? I don't even remember who that is, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, Apex is pretty cool. I agree. Is Maude going to be Elizabeth Warren's Secretary of Truth? She'd fit right in on Elizabeth Warren's stat. And God, I am so hoping that she wins that primary, man. I'll tell you one thing. This is my announcement for the election. In the primary election, March 2020, we are endorsing officially Elizabeth Warren, right? Because there's no Republican primary. Trump's going to win the nomination. So it's really just a matter of who do you want him to face? Who do you want him to face? And what would be the most entertaining election? It would be Pocahontas, right? The worst case scenario is Biden, because Biden has appeal in swing states. That would not be good. That would be a real fight. Elizabeth Warren can't win. So of course you gotta throw up the chumps. So that's why it's important to be registered as an independent, so that way you can pick your primary. So I want Elizabeth Warren. Second, I'd take Bernie, because he's fucking crazy. He's got no broad appeal. Right? The ones you don't want Mayor Pete. You don't want Biden. I'd say you don't want Beto, but he's such a fucking empty suit. It's not even funny. I feel like Trump would just murder that guy. Not really kill him, Ryan, if you're watching that. So anyway, what else are people asking? Yeah, just don't yell bomb on a plane. Planes have completely different rules, obviously, than anything else. Any idea when judge will rule on whether or not to dismiss the case? Nope. These things take time, man. I wish I knew. I'm going to court tomorrow in Rhode Island for the failure Swift, whatever, TRO hearing. The judge would not. So Donut Friday is canceled. And I'll be down in Rhode Island tomorrow morning with that. It's going to be wicked fun. I don't know if anybody lives down near Wakefield, Rhode Island. If you are, come on by the courthouse. I'll be there at 9:30. What else are people saying? I guess we could sue anyone that cites their opinions in letters to the editor. Yeah, exactly. Is Gaffney tracking these fools down to get them to sue? It wouldn't surprise me. Andrew Yang would be great. Yeah, I mean, he would be a threat. He could win. He could definitely win, but he's not going to get the nomination. Why haven't you given an opinion on the Mueller report? Well, we don't really do politics, Rich. You know that. But would you like my opinion on the Mueller report? It's pretty simple. Robert Mueller's a prosecutor, and a prosecutor's job is to prosecute people who have enough evidence against them that they've committed a crime, right? It doesn't exist right now, right? And so he's got no evidence of that. And now Democrats are being like, well, he didn't say, he said that you couldn't, what was the language he used? He said that there wasn't, if he could there isn't enough to exonerate him either. But it's not Robert Mueller's job to exonerate him, so it doesn't fucking matter, right? It's never the prosecutor's job to prove that a defendant is innocent of something. It's their job to decide whether or not there is enough proof of guilt. And that doesn't exist. End of story. These people, and I hope they try to impeach him. It would be so entertaining. It would be the worst move they could pull politically, because it would mean they're not focusing on issues and they're literally throwing the election away. So that would be interesting. What else are people saying? Let's see. Pink pants. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if you're registered as Republican, you can't vote in the Democratic primary. That's why it's no point to be registered as any party, Thank you, Cassie, with the good lucks there for the court day tomorrow. When am I out in public? I don't know. When I get invited to an event, I'm down for anything. So how soon? You'll get it soon. You get the stuff on Failure Swift soon. Trust me. It's coming. Yeah, Wakefield is down in below URI, near the beach, kind of west of Newport. So it's as far away in Rhode Island as you can get. Am I looking for someone to finish my basement? No, not really. Because you need storage. This is like a big storage room, right? This is fucking, you guys want to say? This is our freaking basement, man. Look at all that shit. It's got to go somewhere, right? So that's the thing with beige. They outgrow it real fast, Did the police get back to you on Brian Dolan? Yes, they did. The Amesbury police called me yesterday. They could not confirm that they were investigating him, but that is what I took from it. The state police have also gotten back to me, and they are both have confirmed that they are well aware of the interview and they have all watched it. So you take from that what you will. Oh, good. Chris ordered beard justice. That's great. People are saying great things about it, and if I had a beard, I'd get it too. Right? Let me know how it goes. I'm generally curious because sales guy Eric swears by that shit. He swears by it. So they're going to be re-upping too. We're going to get them back. So that was the most epic podcast ever. Yeah, I mean, it was like that. A typical podcast we probably get on iTunes and SoundCloud, like, I don't know, when it's all said and done, 2,000 downloads, between 1,500 and 2,000 downloads. That podcast on SoundCloud alone has like 9,000. Apple's got like another about 8 or almost 9,000. We got about the same on SoundCloud as we do on Apple. And then on the Facebook Live, there's like over 10,000. So it probably got like well over 30,000 listens, you know. So it's like 10 times, 15 times the normal amount that we get. So that was an epic one. Oh, thank you, Chris. I really appreciate you sending him because they like that. Because he's been getting a bunch of negative emails. He called about that yesterday. I'm getting all these emails from people saying that, you know, you're supporting this racist blog and this and that. And, man, it's getting me down. I'm like, oh, fuck them, dude. I go, this is what always happens, man. Just ignore them. They're pointless. So they really appreciate when you guys send them emails like that, you know, that tell them, you know, we appreciate you supporting this blog, you know. Oh, David got the beard justice too. That's great. Yeah, like Alyssa, I definitely think they're investigating. I definitely think they are too. I don't know how you held your tongue in that interview. Well, I didn't really hold my tongue. You know what I mean? I asked the tough questions and I just let him. I gave him the rope to hang himself, essentially. Brett kept it. That was the real man. Brett didn't fucking rip into him. I think Brett was just in shock about what was happening. Thank you for existing. Well, we couldn't exist without you. So thank you for reading to us and listening to us. Will we find the purse snatcher? I gotta look into that a little more. I'm not sure. Where's Abby been? Oh yeah, we haven't gotten a lot of messages, but yeah, she would have been great. Yeah, it would have been great for the ladybeard. He didn't tell him off yet because he's a businessman. You know, businessmen don't tell people listening off. Don't tell people to fuck off. You know. Would having a ratchet counter showing the races of all the perps and the stories at the top of the site help prove this? I mean, I guess, but it's also like you're like trying hard. You know what I mean? It's like, nah. People who are confident in the fact that they're not racist don't feel the need to point out that they're not racist. People who are not confident in it are the ones that always do that. You know what I mean? We were all in shock. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe. I was in shock listening to it. You know. It was wild shit, man. So anyway, yeah, this has been a long podcast. So we're gonna give it a rest in a minute, guys. But thank you for tuning in. And live is gonna be on Sunday night because of the Bruins game. That Saturday night game is obviously a lot more interesting now. God, I wish they were up 2-0, man. Life would be a lot simpler. But I still have faith in this team, man. Marshawn's gonna get his shit together. Trust me. And it's gonna be this is a good team, a very good defensive team. They're gonna beat him. Trust me. God loves us more. All right. So we're out, guys. We will see you all on Sunday night. All right. Peace, Riders. Thank you for the good luck.